What's up? Welcome to One Crack News, and this is Dealing with a Woman with a Thug Baby Chapter 2. Yep, it's finally here. After a very long time. Well, this starts off Chapter 2 of Dealing with a Woman with a Thug Baby. This case is Dontrell. Little 5-year-old badass Dontrell. Oh my God. Oof. Dontrell, man, was something else. This kid here was the and one baby. I don't know if his baby daddy was an and one basketball player, but that's what his mama kept buying him and putting him in some and one stuff. And when I first met him, the first time she decided to bring him out, like we don't go to the movies, she gonna bring her son out for the first time. So she bringing her kid to the movie. Now, she has a daughter that's a year and at this time about a year and a couple months. So she had a babysitter for the baby, and we went out to the movies. And it's my first time meeting Dontrell. She's like, "This Dontrell." I was like, "Hey, what's up, Dontrell?" And I'm like, "Oh, you want to play the machine?" I gave him $1. He was like, "Yeah, okay." Start playing the machine. And right away, he got his candy. I got him the cotton candy. We the best of friends. She's like, man, he never got along with anybody that I know like this. He's like, man, right away. Normally, like, he don't like warm up to people this fast. I'm like, hey, it's just magic. So me and Dontrell having a great old time, right? Movies over, whatever the cartoons movie was, that's over with. So everything was good. All of a sudden, date 2 of meeting Dontrell. I've already took her out on dates, but this is date 2 at her house, movie night. She invited us to come over and watch movies. Like, yeah, Dontrell wants you to watch movies with him. He loved that Despicable Me movie. I'm like, all right, let me see if I got it. I'll go to the red box or something and get it. So I got the movie. Come over, we watching the movie. As soon as I don't even get to the movie. As soon as I get through the door, he come in. Give me $1. Like, give you $1? Give me $1. I'm like, I'm not giving you $1. Because I gave him $1 when I first met him to play the thing. I guess he think I'm supposed to just give him $1. So I didn't give him $1. I'm like, no, I'm not giving you $1. Then I came in and I had this candy, and then he was eating some, and his mom was like, "No, he can't eat all that because he ain't finished his food." So I was like, all right. So I took it from him and I set it on top of the refrigerator. What did I do that for? He was too pissed that I did that. He felt like I betrayed him. I'm like, hey, your mom says you can't have it. Starts crying, 5 years old. And then she's like, what's wrong? I was like, I took the candy from him because you said don't give it to him. I set it on top of the refrigerator. And he just went through one. Pouting. She's like, he do like that. He try to act like his sister because, he try to be the baby. He's a little jealous, so he start pouting and acting like him. I'm like, oh, okay. So he chill out, he watching the movie, but now he feeling, he in his feelings. He in that mad as a bear watching the Despicable Me thing. So they get to a scene when they start fighting. Fight, 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 fight. So then he want to come up, fight, 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 fight. And he hit me, fight, 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 fight. And then I'm like, oh, okay, we doing the little play fight thing. Then he crawl up on the couch and go, fight, 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 fight. And punch me in the mouth. And I'm like, okay, that's enough. Don't have a seat. And then he coming back. Fight, 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 fight. I'm like, all right, this is it. Sit down. And she's like, look at him. He trying to play. So I'm like, all right. So she went up and got up, went to the bathroom. He's still trying to fight, 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 fight. And I'm like, look, sit down. Wait till mama get in here now. Don't, you done hit me in the mouth. And he just swinging again. I was like, all right, I gotta give him a quick one. Gave him a little zip to the chest. Zip! Just tapped him. Just to let him know, hey, sit down somewhere. he he hit me. She's like, what you doing? I'm like, nah, we playing the fight thing. And I just hit him like that. Hit him back, and now he talking about I hit him. How hard you hit him? I'm like, look, ain't no mark on him. I ain't hurt this kid. He hit me. I'm like, look, he's just being a baby. I'm like, I ain't hurt the kid, nothing like that. And she was like, boy, stop crying. Go sit down somewhere. So then he was like, oh, you got control over my mama more than me. Like, oh, he gave me that look like, oh, it's on. This, you good. Now you got to go, and I'm going to get rid of you. And I'm like, all right, little nigga, game on. Little badass. So we sitting there, and I had to watch both kids while she go, because she was working down at the Mercantile Exchange. She was one of the floor runners at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. And she's a great mother. Let me just put that there. She's a great mother. She was actually working a very difficult job and came home and had to take care of two kids. Baby daddy, he was like in the hospital, shot up, wheelchair bound, all that stuff. He couldn't do nothing. So, he was just out of the picture, and they were broken up before the baby was even born, I think. So, he wanted the gangbang. So he chose that life. So he was all messed up and out of the picture. So all of a sudden, I'm dealing with this situation with her because she's late for work. And then her car, something coming home, the car was something didn't work. And I had to go take the kids and go meet her. I was at her house waiting on her to get back. And something went wrong with her car or something because she said she had problems with it at work. She went for a ride to go pick up something and come back to the house. I'm watching the kids till she get back. And I'm like, it's taking her a minute. And next thing you know, the car down. So I gotta get the kids ready. The little daughter, year and a half, get her in her little coat. It was cold. And I was like, I gotta come all the way out here in the cold to see what's wrong with the car. So I go all the way out there to see what's wrong with her car. And she stayed out there by Chicago Ridge Mall, if you know what that is. So I go out there and she's up there in the mall, and right away we get into a situation where I'm trying to fix her car. I'm like, well, just sit in my car, get warm, because, I don't know why your car ain't starting, but let me try to see if it's the starter, so popping the hood, looking at the oil levels, everything. So while I'm doing this, a security guard come, pull up, because we in the parking area. So here come the security guard. Whee! Pull it up. Hey, what's going on? I'm like, oh, her car couldn't get started. And I just came out here and met her out here. So he was like, oh, okay. Then this little bastard, Andre, he She's like, what's wrong with you? He hit me. I'm like, I hit you? I ain't touched you. I'm like, I ain't touched him. He hit me. He's like, where he hit you at? Right here. I'm like, she's like, you hit him? I'm like, no, I ain't hit him. I'm like, I don't know what he talking about. And she's like, ain't nothing wrong with him. He's like, he hit me. He's like, well, where did he hit you at? Right here. Oh, let me see if there's a mark there. No, I don't see any mark, but why'd you hit him? I'm like, I didn't hit him. What is he talking about? And then he's like, we were fighting. He hit me right here. I'm like, oh, wow. I was like, oh, he talking about days ago or something when we was doing the fight thing and I hit him like that. So you did hit him. I'm like, oh my God, no, not like that, dude. I'm like, I tapped him. I didn't like punch the kid. Look, he would have a mark. Look, nothing happened. We here to fix this car, man. It's cold. This little sneaky bastard. I was like, man, okay, dirty little bastard. Okay, I'm gonna fix you. So we get back to the house. We get the car fixed. And I told her what was wrong with that car too. She just didn't listen. Her problem is her alternator was going bad. But her battery was drained. I charged her battery, got the battery jumped, got it charged. I was like, if we can get to the car, I got a battery charger. So we can have the car on the battery charger overnight. You should be good to go, but your alternator is bad. So my man's got a used one for like $60, $75. He could take it. So she was like, all right, I'm going to do it. She didn't do it. And then it happened again. And I'm like, I wasn't there this time, but she need me to go over there to the babysitter to like relieve her and let her go. So she ain't got to pay her no extra money. And then I got to sit there and get the kids, put them in the car again and ride out. Now, in the process of doing this time, because now I'm pissed off because it's like I got stuff to do. So now I'm sitting here with her. He don't want to move. He was laying there like, I ain't going nowhere. I'm like, come on, we gotta go. Your mama need us. You gotta get in the car. I ain't going. And he just running around the house. You ain't my daddy. Oh my Dontrell. You right. I ain't your daddy. And I ain't your mama. And you know what? I'm the only one here right now. Do you really want to ride this train? So Dontrell had to think what he wanted to do. So he gonna grab his Cheetos, sit on the couch, eat them, and ignore me. So I took the chips, put them on top of the refrigerator, and said, go get your coat. We leaving. Now. So I'm trying to get his sister in her little jumpsuit, her onesie coat, and get her ready. He go in the kitchen, grab a broom, knock the doggone bag of chips off the top of the refrigerator so that he can get them. And he back eating the chips looking like, yeah, sucker, you ain't the first one to pull that move. So I said, okay, I know how I'm going to have to do. I take that belt out. I'm like, do you really want to continue this? Because I'm going to tear you up. Now, you going one way or another. This is going on. Now, you going in the car. And we finna leave right now. Wasn't going. So I said, all right. Went and grabbed his sister, opened the door, grabbed him by the arm. He, ah! Ah! I'm like, I don't care. I will drag you to the car. You going. So I'm dragging, and then the lady on the what's that? The second floor, second 2B. She, what you doing to that boy? I'm like, what's wrong with him? I'm like, he gotta go and he don't want to go. He's spoiled. And I'm taking him to his mama. She's like, oh, well, he just screaming and hollering. I'm like, I know, he about to get his butt towed up. So I'm putting him in the car. He kicking and want to fight and kicking the back of my seat in the car. I want to go. I want my mama. She was like, and the lady in 2B like, he can stay. You don't have to take him. If he don't want to go, I'm like, no, he's going. His mama want him to go. He's going. Mama ain't say leave him at 2B. I'm like, no, I'm taking him to his mama. I gotta go help her get her car together. So she calls her. And she called me and she was like, why you didn't still leave the kids with her? I'm like, you didn't say that. She's like, why is he screaming like that? I'm like, he don't want to go. I'm like, your son don't want to go. I don't know why. And this is it. She was like, well, I don't want him screaming like, just leave him there with her. I said, all right, look. Here, take the kids. I gave her both kids. I was like, she got both of the babies. Now, what you want me to do? You want me to come there and get the car and let's do all this? So I come there to get the car. And why my son don't like you? And why is he so afraid of you? He said you whipped him with a belt. I'm like, now, do you think I whipped him with a belt? I pulled out the belt and told him he gonna get a whooping if he wasn't getting in that car. I was like, I never hit him. Well, I don't know. You too aggressive. I think you just let me handle it from now on. I'm like, I'm aggressive? Me? I haven't hit him. So I said, all right. You from now on, you talk to him and deal with him. I ain't saying a word. So I'm through with him. So Dontrell was in there knowing I ain't talking to him or dealing with him. So we sitting there watching something on TV. And she was like, it was something. We supposed to go somewhere. And she's, oh, I want to go here and there. And we got my friend got, I'm like, I can't do that. I got to go do this. I got to do that. And I ain't had no time. So when I left, I didn't even say bye to Dontrell, the kids, or nothing. She's like, you ain't even say nothing. Like, why are you taking this out on him? He's a kid, and you need to grow up. All you had to do was something like, you just mad because I ain't going to this, your sister's party or whatever. That's all you pissed off about. It ain't got nothing to do with this little badass bastard right here. Because this little badass bastard was too much. So I go downstairs to go in the car. And I'm like, damn, I don't have my keys. This little bastard then put my keys in the toilet and tried to flush them. But they wasn't going down. He kept trying to flush my keys down the toilet. We in there looking for these damn keys. I'm like, yeah, my keys ain't on me. I'm like, I don't know why they would dance out of my pocket on my jacket because I was like, I don't know where I could have dropped them. So I'm thinking I'm dropping in the couch, removing cushions. This fool in the bathroom, I'm like, well, I look to the bathroom. I'm looking in there like, no. That ain't the top of my keys. Stu then tried to flush my key. I'm like, this boy didn't try to flush my keys down the toilet. She lift that boy up by his arm and towed him up. She's like, you did that, boy. Pop, 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 pop. And I'm just like, yeah. I'm looking at him, Dontrell, looking like, you little bastard. Thought you can get me? You can tell you gonna get your butt toe up. And he looking like, okay. You got this round. Oh, but I'm coming back. So I'll let y'all know what happened in the climax on chapter 3 with him, Dontrell, because he did something even worse.